Hello everyone. So today I worked on the form components and it currently kind of complete on the builder side. So we have fields and we have form configuration that we can change the methods like the get, post, update, and delete, and we can define a action URL for the form. And adding a new field is quite easy. You just duplicate it and you have that. And when you click on the settings icon, you can change the label, placeholder, name, and type of the fields. So currently it's done. I think I just need to make it configured on the render service. Go to the form. So looks like we defined the fields and it looks configured. Let me check the live outputs. Okay, we have the fields coming in, and let me check the has post. It has the action. Looks like it is complete. So yeah, I think it only misses the captcha, but that's not a priority for now. So let me update it. We have the form components. Oh, need to make the submit button text editable so people can change the text of the button. And image uploads, media library. I think we can add the we can work on the text edition for the button. We currently have the text editor component ready, so it should be easy. But we don't have the button. Yeah, so let's add the button object. Oops. We only need a text for the button. By default, it can be submit. And in here, we can create another function, get button text, and it will just return the component data button text. And I need to add the text editor here. Get button text, and on value change it will just update the button text. Let us see. Currently I think it's gonna say undefined. Oh, it gives an error. Undefined. Yeah, we have to make sure if return components data button is not defined, just return submit like that. And when I click on that, submit form, let's click save. When we refresh, I think we should see that. No. So because it is undefined, what we can do is, if it's not defined, we can define it. Like that. And is it gonna be applied? So let me apply it with components. When I change the text and click save, yeah, we have the form. Let's test the renderer by uploading it. So let me open the database. I will clear all the jobs here. Right, changes. I will add another job, and I will run it like that. It is done. Can refresh outputs. Oh, yeah, we have to update the render service as well, because it is just adding the submit. You can check it like that. If array k exists, button in the component data, else if it's not defined, we can just add submit. If it's defined, we can get it. If the button is defined, the text will probably be defined, so I'm not checking that. Let's go back here. Save again. Is my voice? Yeah, okay. And we can run the queue again. Now it should be working. Yeah. We now can edit the button text. So yeah. Oh. To do. Yeah. Now we need to implement the image upload. I think because we're gonna need some image upload. But before that, do we have any other critical improvements or feature left? I want to add a new site and delete current ones, so I think that was more important than the image upload. So let me get it. It's coming from dashboard controller. Yes. We're getting all the sites that related to logged in user. And we just rendering it. So dashboards. Well, okay. There's the site box here. I can add another button to delete it. Like go to the dashboards, make it flex, center, get to. Gonna add delete, yeah, and we can style it quickly with x3, rounded large, PG right, text right, and medium. Okay, we have a button now. I just need to write a function delete sites. It will take the site ID as a parameter, and that will require us to write another function in the controller so we can delete the site. Delete sites. Take the requests, and I'm gonna take the ID as a parameter. So how are we gonna do that? So we have to make sure the site exists. So let's try to retrieve the site by querying it, and also make sure it is our site, not someone else's. User ID. And we also need to check the ID. If the site does not exist, we're gonna response with JSON. Success is going to be false, and message, no, not a message, error will be sites not found. And if the site exists, we need to delete the site. I can just delete it like that. And also I need to return a response as well. Success true. Instead of an error, I'm gonna return a message called site deleted. Okay, and I'm gonna use Axios because it is integrated with Inertia, so I don't need to pass the CSRF token, etc. It will handle that for me. I'm gonna make this function an async function. Awaits Axios. And methods will be delete, I think. And URL is going to be dashboard. Delete site and the site ID. I'm gonna store the results, and for now I will just console log it so we can understand if anything goes wrong. I need to edit this function to the button, prevent default, delete sites. You're gonna need to pass the site ID. And also as a preventation, we can ask the user, are you sure, with the confirm. If it's not confirmed, it will just return the function. We call it delete site. So in the root, dashboards, delete site, and the site ID. I'm gonna use the delete methods, dashboard controller, and the function is delete sites. It requires you to be authenticated, and yeah. If we come back here and open the network tab, for example, I want to delete this site. Are you sure deleting this? Yes. Turn success and site. So if I refresh, yeah, it is gone. After it is deleted, I need to refresh the sites because it still stays there, and the user can think, you know, maybe it's not deleted. So inertia.js, can we do a partial reload? Okay. If results data success, we're gonna refresh the page. If it's not successful, we're gonna alert the user result data error. And in the future, I'm gonna need to add a toast message system instead of this alert based messages. So how we gonna refresh? We just gonna use this, and I think I'm gonna add sites here. Okay, let's try. Open the console. So I'm gonna delete this site. Okay. Yeah, it is refreshed and it's done. Okay, cool. Now we can delete sites. So I may need to add a new site now. Yeah, so to do that, I'm gonna copy this as a template and just add a plus icon on the center, flex item center, justify center. We can use this. I can increase the width in heights. So can we use CSS? Width 20, height 20. Yes, it's too big. 16. Okay, I think it is understandable. I might just need to change the color. Text gray 800. Yeah, maybe more lighter. And I need to add cursor pointer. And when it's hovered, I can change the background color so the user can understand that. And I need to I may need to redirect the user to a new page to create the site. So that means I need to create a new page, or I can handle that in a pop-up. I think I'm gonna create a new page to make it more simple. So let's go to web PHP. In the dashboard, I'm gonna create a new route called new sites. I'm not gonna give it a name. I may need to create a new controller, PHP artisan make controller, new sites controller. Oh, it already exists. Okay, let me check that. Okay, that's good. New site controller index. And I'm gonna use a new page instead of the older one. That means I may need to create a new page as well. Pages. Yeah. I can use this as a template, or yeah, I can use that. So let's do that. Touch resources, JS pages, new sites, svelte. Gonna go to account.svelte, copy that. Yes, it works. So change this into new sites. I'm gonna remove all the buttons, or I may keep this to go back, because maybe the user clicks without knowing that. So we may have an arrow here. I think I can use this as a back icon. Yes. I may need to make it larger, so let me copy from this. What we used width 8. Okay. 8 height 8. Okay, much better. And it will redirect me to dashboard page. Wait, why it says hover? Should be href. Yeah. And in the dashboard I can just link this into the new site page, and I want it to use inertia for the redirect, so it can be a single page application like redirect. Yeah, okay. Now we're gonna need to add new fields. I may use grids because on the larger screens it can be 2 columns. We're gonna have a label. What I need for the sites, I'm gonna need a user ID, name, slug is active, and is builder enabled. So the user gonna type a name, I think, yeah, and the domain name. It has a form, yeah. I can use the inertia use form methods. So we're gonna take the name from the user, and we're gonna take the slug. And I'm gonna bind this, bind the value, $form name. Flex call maybe 1. Text large, font semi-bold, maybe text X large, and padding X or padding 3, text large, rounded large, BG gray 100. Oh, we already have. Okay, maybe whites then. And a placeholder. This can be annoying. So, or I can do something more creative. It will be grid again. So on the large, I have gap. I will add submits here. Text large, X large, font semi-bold, text white, BG orange 600, rounded X large or 2X large. I may need to increase the font size to 2x large, and on hover orange 500, maybe a little transition. Yeah, but we may need to change this into a form because our button, submit button, is outside of the form. Okay, now this is a form, and I think I just need to link it. No. Okay, we're just gonna add the submit function. For the domain, currently users can only use the domain that is provided by the Static Ninja, so which is your domain.staticninja.site. So I need to show that to the user so they can pick a domain considering that. So cover this with a div and add another div. Add that static ninja.site. Make it flex. Make them centered. Padding 3. Let's make it grid. Increase the text font size. Or maybe large. Change this to slide. We don't need a placeholder here this time. I may need to add a padding to the button. Okay, 8. Yeah. Okay, and we may need to add the error checks here. Errors. Slide. Maybe I can change this to the domain. New site controller. Okay, we already did a store controller. Okay, that already has the checks with regex. We have a side limit, artificial one. I don't know why. We are limiting the user with his or her plan, but in the new version I am not planning to add a plan, so I might just stick to the side limits instead. So let's make it 10. Each user can only have 10 sides, or let's keep it safe, like 6. Gonna comment this out. We no longer need the site type here. So it will be default true. Yeah, the builder is going to be enabled by default. We're gonna have the slug. It's not validated. If there is a no domain given, it will be generated, so it is an optional field. Yeah, it is nullable, so it will be automatically generated if not given. And we're not gonna generate the Nginx this time. After that, we will redirect the user to the designer. If everything went correct. So how we gonna submit it? So let me check that. Login. We have this simple function, post to dashboards, new sites, submit, or just new site. It will be a post method and site controller store. And I will add this on on submit. It will prevent defaults. Yes. So let's click submit. The name field requires. But are we checking the domain? New sites controller. Is it unique? Are we checking that? Let's go to the sites. We have a slug here. So Laravel validation unique. Unique, okay, and the table name. So in our case it will be unique in the sites. Okay, If I type 1, yeah, it's at least 5. So let's see something. This one, test 1 2 3. It's not angry to that, so it should be. We have domain. Sending the domain. Unique. We may need to define the column. Yeah. Not found. Sites designer. Okay. It works now, but the yeah. So if the builder is empty, we need to show a add your first components type of button. Components length equal to 0. So that's flex item center, justify center, padding 8, cursor pointer, flex call, gap 6, pass text to its large, font semi bold, position. So we need to show a dialog to let the user to select a new component. So you already have that. Click prevent defaults. Add components dialog set null or 0 and get it from here. If I click that, yeah, I can see it, but when I click on a component, it's not gonna find the component with ID of 0. Canvas designer. I don't know where we are showing the dialog. So here, okay. If it's not null, for a dialog, component selected. It is here. So it's add components. And add component comes from the designer store. Add components. So if after ID is 0, if after ID is 0, that means we have nothing in the array. I just need to push it. Components dot push and the schema. Else, if we have different kind of a value, we're gonna do what we do before. So if I, for example, select hero, we should see it, yeah. If I add another block features, we can see it as well. But I don't know why we continue to see this dialog here. Hero basic. button link dialog. Button ID. It is null by default. So it is currently null. And looks like the button ID is also null. Designer store, hero. Okay, we just forgot to give it an ID. Do we forget anything else that repeats? No. Okay, now it should disappear. Yeah. When I click save, it will stay. Okay, good. We now can also change the colors just as usual. Okay, that works. That's great. Now we can create a new site and just building on that. Yeah, we have a bunch of empty sites. Okay, now we can delete and create sites. We may need to change the name of the site, so maybe we can add that to the settings. So we have the index page, dashboard, site. Site ID. Okay. Now, instead of a QR generator, we need to edit the site name. It will be flex call gap 2. I'm gonna have a label again, so I can just copy the new site thing. Site name. That will require us to create the form. Use form. Have a name for now. Site.name. Yeah, we have it here. Okay. And we need to convert this into a form. We also need to add the save button. It is huge, but the people gonna be using it on the mobile screen, so I'm just gonna keep it like that. We need to have submit function, form posts. Okay, dashboard, sites plus site.id plus settings. I may just send a post to this URL. Settings store. Dashboard controller. Public function settings store. Requests and ID. We also gonna check the site as well. If it's not exists, we gonna send an error here. After that, we're gonna do a validation. We're gonna validate the name. It is required. Maximum 100 characters. Let's try it. Yeah, we need to have minimum like 2 or 5, maybe 3. So if I send something with 1, it worked. No, it did not, because we are not submitting it. So I just need to add a function here. Fresh and yeah. Okay. It will crash. Oh, okay. Nothing. So validation works. Now we just need to write the change to the database. So save. Click save. Save it. Yeah. I may need to turn response JSON success true. It's a successful operation. You have a message. Site is saved or site is updated or settings updated. Maybe saved. Okay. Now we can confirm that. Okay, click save. Yeah. Inertia. Yeah, we are using the inertia's forms post thing, so it does not look for a JSON response. It just looks a redirect, something like that, so we can just keep it. Sign out found. Oh. We can just redirect the user to the 404 page if the site is not found. And most of the time the user who gonna encounter this probably trying to do something sketchy, so it's not gonna be a big deal for us. Okay. Yeah, now we just the settings. So the toasts. So we can separate the features to their priorities. Nice to have. So the toast message. Hello. I am trying to do that. So I started newly. If everything goes well, I may do that. Yeah. So before that, I am doing videos for the YouTube, but now I have lots of free time, so I just started to do streams. Yeah. And toast message system. Maybe the media library is also nice to have. Image upload is not a nice to have. It's a must. This is also must, and yeah. So for 1 hour it should be visible. Delete site, settings store. So what we can do next? Maybe I can do the account settings so people can reset their passwords. So let me check the routes. So here's the account page. Can have accounts, not account settings. Oh, account settings. Okay, so I can just give it a name called settings and account settings. Do we have a accounts controller? Yeah, we have one. Account controller. Okay, we already have one, so I can just use that public function. Settings view. Okay, I will use my own one. Account settings view. I will just return inertia render. Resources, JS, pages, accounts. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy the accounts, svelts, pages, accounts, settings, svelts, and account settings. I also need to send those as well, so yeah. Here. Okay, I just need to account settings. So when we click here, why we have hover? Href. yeah, you can send to my email. You can find it on my website. Uh, I have Instagram, but I am not uh, actively using, so you can check out my website and send to my mail, which is, I am writing you the link. You can send email to me if you want. Href account settings. So when I click account settings, we get an internal server here. Oh yeah. So web PHP. Instead of dashboard controller, we're gonna use the accounts controller settings view. Okay. Yeah, now it works. Account settings. I'm gonna type account settings. Okay, yeah. You also need to do go back thing. Go back to account page. And I need to copy new sites. This SVG. Go back. Use, oh, not hover, href. Yeah. Inside the account settings, I'm just gonna use this form here. Okay, it's crashed because the form is not defined. Yeah, so we can show the name of the user and the email of the user. Emails. I don't want the user to change it for now, so set it to disabled. Export let's name, export let's email. Yeah. Okay. So I think we should give those a effects like that. 200. Text gray 800. And now we need to add the password resets kind of thing. New password. Confirm new password, and also I might require the current passwords to make sure the user is not trying to do something sketchy. Yeah. So I need to separate this two because those two are different forms. Class margin y8. And we need a submit button. I think I'm gonna just copy this. It will redirect to dashboards, accounts. Yeah. Password change. I don't want to do this now, so I'm adding it here. Account settings. So yeah, you're gonna have billing and support. Maybe support is not crucial, so I'm gonna ignore that. Billing will be required, and we're gonna need a notifications maybe, but it's also not that important, so you can comment that out. Okay. Gonna comment this out. I think this one. Sorry, mate. You can use my mail. So what we gonna do next? Is it visible on the mobile? Oh, it's not working. Inertia is not defined. Why? Dashboards. Smells. Okay. For the inertia. Okay, now we have it. So we have accounts. Gonna need to do that later on. Okay, what else I need to do? Image uploads. I already did the image uploads for the older version. So I think I just need to find it up. Passwords, view sites, new sites, edits, builder, yeah, not the logo builder. Export, save, upload image, yeah. Site builder controller. So it is not edit yet. I'm just gonna copy it. Sites, designer. I'll edit here with a different URL. Dashboard, sites, site ID, designer, or just upload image. And I will use a function in designer controller. Designer controller. Gonna use the upload image. I'm not here. Public function upload image. Requests. And we're gonna use the ID. It is going to be a post request, so we can use this one. Yeah. Implements. Yeah, so okay. Add sites, delete, raw HTML, page, multiple pages, tools, QR generator. I also need to work on the email confirmation after the sign up and password resets if the user forgot the password. Those are something must. I also need to do the billing kind of thing because users gonna have a trial periods for new users. I need to handle the Nginx deployments stuff. Yes. On the component side, I think we currently have. Yeah, I just need to update the iframe image and the form image. So let's do it. Change the color to white. Primary button red. Okay. Can't use this. Maybe I can change this to name. Now, take a screenshot. And static Ninja for components. I'm gonna have a new folder called form. Inside that we will have the basic form, basic PNG, and design store. Yeah, change this to form, and yes, it's not looking good, but better than nothing. So we also need to add the iframe. I think I can just copy that. And I will need to create a new folder called iframe. I can put this inside. We name it as basic. Components, iframe, basic. Yeah. Okay, I think for today I got lots of stuff. Yeah, okay, yeah. We noted the tasks left to do, and we done those. Okay. Thanks everyone.